everyone, it's a hot day, so I want to do this video. I actually recorded it and then decided to re-record it because I noticed it was a little too long. So sometimes I don't always, that's my cat, I don't always notice the time. So I'm going to try and make this fast, but I wanted to share with you, I'd ordered my print copy of my Selfhood Trilogy. It's available on Amazon. It's going for $17.99 and the ebook is $9.99. Now, it's actually a very nice copy. If you're wondering why is it so expensive, well, Amazon charges a lot for printing, so if I wanted to make any money off it, if I charged $15.99, I would make no money. So the minimum I could have charged for this was $15.99. So here I'm making $2 off a sale, but the ebook is $9.99. I actually make quite a bit more off the ebook. So this is 3 novels. These are semi-autobiographical novels, you know, character essentially loosely based off me. Some of a Life, Sounds with Song, and Marvelous. Sounds with Song is the middle book. It's the richest, it's the most complex, and it's sandwiched between The Sum of a Life and Marvelous, where both those books deal with a kind of identity. In Sum of a Life, the protagonist, the female protagonist, has a name, but her best friend does not. And in Marvelous, Marvelous is actually the name of the character's best friend, but the lead character, the protagonist, does not have a name. So I played with those 2 techniques. Sum of a Life is is much more fast-moving because it goes through about 30 years of this young woman's life, and then Marvelous is actually a little bit longer, and it covers my first year of college, and really about wanting to, you know, I entered in and wanting to major in English and be a writer, but then a lot of that discouragement I felt. So that's what that is. At the time when I wrote these, I was reading a lot of Thomas Wolfe, and I liked how he incorporated real life scenarios, his real life, into how he crafted his fiction. And he's very verbose, but he does it very often in a good way. Like Of Time in the River, I don't think is a perfect novel. It's extremely long. It probably could be cut substantially in parts, but overall, it's an excellent book that you can read in parts. And what I really liked about it, or you know, what really grabbed me or influenced me, was his use of the internal, the rumination. So that's what these books sort of like are my versions of that, which is totally different than what I'm working on now, which is much more condensed, much more laser-like, where I'm writing about Joan of Arc, but I'm doing it in such a way that I'm distilling her down to like little moments of her essence. And I know I have new subscribers, and I want to tell you that I will have another Enneagram video very soon. Next week, I got a 3-day weekend, so look for that. But you know, I was, you know, in most of these books that get published, or pretty much all of them, any of these like MFA books, you know, you can pretty much know how they're going to write. There's this stupid term they use called unpacking, and really what that means is they just want you to like describe everything down to the detail that, and even if it's boring, they just want a lot of words to describe something. So, and the description is very surface, so it's nothing of any interest. But you know, it'd be like saying, as she sat out on her patio on a Saturday and itched her eye due to the allergens, the fan trickled, her sweat trickled beneath the fan, and as she heard the wind chimes, she was reminded of the distant past. Cliche. Blah, 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 blah. You know, just, again, just shit. And my books have always been about what's within, you know? And so I just wanted to share this. The only issue with this book, it's very readable, very nice printed copy, is sometimes there's a little formatting issues because there'll be some spacing that happens, and I'm not sure why that happened, but it's so minor. Again, like here, this is the end of a chapter, it skips a pass, I don't know why. It's not a big deal though. Just know that, you know, that's not how I intended it, that's just how it printed. Nothing can be perfect, I'm doing it myself, you know. And, you know, I don't want to talk too much about this, but I remember, you know, I spent about 10 years sending out my work to literary agents, and to no luck at all. I simply don't write what they want. All they ever talk about is how they want to fall in love. Like, are you 12? Are you stupid? Like, what the hell's your problem? I want to fall in love with garbage. And they would want, they say that, and then it's like, oh, but then it needs to, you know, have broad appeal, which means it appeals to no one. And it's just, you know, this would never sell. But then I see these books that it's like, I stumbled across some book published years ago about a novelist, a guy writing a first novel. So it was a guy writing his first novel about writing a first novel. And it's like, how trite can you be? And the actual writing was not interesting. It was what I just did. It was just surface level descriptions, sort of like this bland, you know, white guy privilege, total cliche. Oh, I'm gonna drink and smoke up on the weekends, and oh, I want to be the next so-and-so writer, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm so done with that. That's not what I'm giving you. So anyway, so then when I, like I said, of these 3 books, Some of a Life is the richest, and that, again, is about my childhood, fictionalized, of course, you know, to some degree, but some of it is true, which, whatever. You know, I had a hard time sending that around, because then I remember thinking, the male agents didn't like it or want it because they thought it was going to be one of these stupid Oprah-type books, you know, and I actually had a literary agent recommend, she's like, you write it very well, but, you know, you should really read The Lovely Bones. I think that would help you. And I remember when I wrote this book, I wanted it to be everything that book is not, like, which is completely trite. And I remember when she said that, I didn't even respond to the email. I'm like, okay, talk about not feeling understood. So I've come to maybe think that part of my anger and resentment towards these people, literary agents, is because the whole industry is type 3. Everything's about marketing, making yourself an image, making yourself a name, turning yourself into a product. When you read about any writer, you don't read about really anything about their work. When you read about their biography on their Amazon page, you just sort of like all you do is read all the prizes they've won, and you appeared in this magazine and that magazine. And it's like, well, that doesn't tell me anything about the writing, so what? And so it's like, when I think about these people saying, oh, I want to fall in love, and we need to make all this money, and it's like, who falls in love with a trite book about a novelist writing a novel? And who would buy that? Like, how is that going to be a bestseller? So that's what I mean. It's like 0 for 2. I'm like, even if you put aside the quality and say, you know, those genre fiction books, you could say, okay, yeah, they're shitty, but people buy them because they appeal, they have that sort of like, you know, at least they'll make money. Like, this doesn't even make money. So it's like, you publish something that is dull and it doesn't make money, what's the point? So, that's my little rant. Then here, my poetry book. I've always said this is a very nice book. Very quality printing. This is $10.99, $8.99 for the ebook. I make more money on ebooks, but I do recommend the paper for this. I mean, I can't read poetry in an e-form. I have to flip through it. I like to have the in paper. But this, you know, you really want a paper copy, it's $17.99. But the e-book is only $9.99. If you're thinking, oh, but I want to help you out financially, I mean, you make more on the ebooks. It's true, you do. So, anyway, so that's all I have about that. I am, like I said, I do plan to do another Enneagram video. Next week I got a 3-day weekend, and sorry, I got a sip, it's really hot. Probably gonna have to go inside, but I actually do like, what I like about Amazon is I do like the quality printing of their books. I like having complete creative control and not having to argue with someone. But the downside is sometimes, if some formatting might be off, or, of course, when it's published by a New York house, you have the imprimatur of being authentic, or not authentic, but you matter now. Or they also have more ability to advertise, so whereas I just do this, my YouTube page, my Facebook page, and, I'm here, and you want to read more, you're welcome to it. But so these books are available. Were it not for these books, I wouldn't be writing what I am now, and they all helped build me into what I am today. I haven't released anything that I've written past 2010. Starting in 2010, I started on my Japanese novel trilogy. I have an India trilogy. I have a novel set in communist China. I have a novel set in a convent. I have now also my novella that I'm working on, which is taking me a long time given the style of the work. So I'm enjoying it, but I got to get some more done. So anyway, that's all I have for right now. I will have some new topics, Enneagram. I've been thinking about what to talk about there. And yeah, and then I guess that'll be it. And so have a pleasant weekend. Thank you for listening.